G'day guys, welcome to another episode of
Kozzie Bros
Podcast. We're not at a restaurant this time.
No,
Not
this time. We're actually in front of my place.
Yes.
Not that place. I don't live in Lottetown. I wish I did. Not
Yeah.
the Signal, but the one just to the left.
Yeah,
All right. Your left.
You're gonna have stalkers sooner or later.
Yeah, but I love this place. It's a mini park.
Yeah.
It's called Kihoon. It's where like tombs of like the old kings have been buried. So it's very protected and it's very quiet, peaceful. As you can see, I love this place, and this is a park in front of my house.
Yes, and a lot of people are walking around, and hopefully we're kind of like, what you can't see is there's a tomb right behind us. So I feel kind of scared that like people are thinking that we're disrespecting. But I wanted to talk today about my situation recently, which is the job situation, which is in the English broadcasting industry, and we both work in there.
We do.
Yeah. And so I recently lost will be losing another job.
Another job?
Yes, at I can't say which broadcasting station, I can't say which show yet because it hasn't been released. But yes, it's a lot of people may look at our industry, people from overseas, people who are wanting to be reporters, English reporters in Korea, and think like, you know, I really want to be in that industry, but you know, I kind of want to talk about the truths and the facts and the fictions today.
Like the behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes,
the
right?
reality, the harsh reality.
It's not all bad and it's not all good, but I thought we'd definitely talk about some of those things. I guess to start us off is like one thing people always say to me as soon as I tell them that I'm in the industry is, oh, so you must be famous, right?
Because you're on TV.
Because you're on
TV. And people can see you like whenever they want to. So
do you think that's in the English broadcasting industry only? Do you think that's true, or do you think that's false?
No, I mean, it's not just in the English broadcasting industry, like just the TV industry, the media in itself. I mean, look, as you grow up as a kid, when you grow up as a kid, like one of your dreams is like, I want to be a celebrity. I want to be on TV, you know, television, I wish, and that was one of my dreams as well.
Of course.
And once I actually made it come true, in a way, people around me, they were so happy, they were surprised. You know, they were just bragging on to their friends as well, saying, hey, he's my friend and he's on TV. You can search him up on Naver. I'm like, oh, don't do that. But then I like that when I was young, in my 20s. But once you kind of, not just age-wise, but once you actually experience the real world, the reality of obviously English broadcasting industry as well, it's not so much like, wow, you know, you get paid a lot, you get all the attention. It's super competitive. Because there are so many people that actually want to be in the industry, we always have to compete against each other, even though we call ourselves colleagues. Or 선배 or 후배. Even Walter and I mean, we probably have to fight for the same position, same job, and that's the truth. We cannot avoid that. And once we're on air, we have to be smiling.
Yes, pretending everything is okay.
Yeah, like we've got to fake it till you make it. But that is the reality, and it's like people from the viewer's point of view, obviously we see like the happy side of us, you know, with makeup, with the hair done, you know, looking beautiful, sounding professional. But look, the truth is, it's not like we make millions of dollars.
No.
But we want to.
We want to.
That's the reason why we started.
Exactly. Like,
and that's the reason why we can't quit now.
We can't.
It's too late.
But like, I think when it comes to fame, like a lot of people think, especially if they're from overseas, they're like, oh, you know, you're on TV, you're famous. In my point of view, I don't think there's a lot of fame in English broadcasting, in my opinion. Even for foreigners who go on Korean programs here, they do have obviously a lot more fame, but it's not it'll never be to the extent of like just a Korean actor or a Korean singer or whatever. In the English broadcasting industry, I thought this industry was going to always grow because English is such a huge commodity here in Korea. Like a lot of, there's a lot of English teaching programs. There's a lot of English YouTubers, English teaching YouTubers. If you don't know about the Korean culture, the test system is very strict here. English is really like becoming a second language here in Korea. So I thought, hey, English broadcasting might be a safe place to get into. But like if people don't know, and this is not me bagging on any companies, but it is actually crumbling.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it's also because, I mean, like, let's say 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was a boom.
Yeah, it was.
And like those English kind of instructors, they did make a lot of money. I mean, I'm sure some of them still do, the top tiers, but that's why everyone jumped onto the bandwagon, you know, like trying to become like an English instructor and be on TV as well, do their online teaching as well classes. But I think with technology as well, it kind of shifted a little bit. We have so many good like programs on tablet PCs that you don't really need a real teacher actually teaching you English. And of course there's YouTube as well. Even though we're doing YouTube right now, there's so much content. It's free as well.
Yes.
And you have easy access to all of these different kind of contents, English related contents, where like it puts people like us like losing jobs, right? Like, they don't really need us anymore, even though, you know, Walter is a great teacher.
So is he.
Like, they would rather use AI, teachers or just different type of platforms. So, I mean, losing job, hey, that's part of, I guess, life, you know?
It's part of being a freelancer.
Exactly. And look, that's the sad truth. No matter how good we are, if there's like a budget issue, which is like the main reason, I think.
It seems to be the main reason for a lot.
A lot of broadcasting stations, they're having a hard time. I'm hearing this from other people as well, including Walter. And at the end of the day, it's all about money, right?
Exactly.
They don't have enough funds to actually, you know, use different broadcasters like Walter. So I feel it too. And I'm always on the edge, like walking on eggshells, doing my best. But at the same time, I'm thinking at the back of my head, oh, I don't know when I'm going to get fired.
That's probably the hardest thing. Is like, even like I said, this industry, though I love being in this industry, it is very unreliable and it is falling around. Like Kihoon said, there was a situation where English broadcasting was huge. Like not just English teaching, but English broadcasting was huge. Like it felt like, you know, I know tons of people in the industry and they got to pick and choose jobs. It's not like that anymore. It's basically whatever you get offered, you take, basically, whether you feel like you suited or not.
Do you like negotiate your pay as well, payment?
We try to, but like
it's not easy, right?
It's not easy. Like, this is not going into anyone's business, but like, I know that broadcasting, like if you think that being on TV pays a lot, it really, really doesn't. And it's not like I'm bagging on any show that I'm on, because I feel like I used to do enough shows for me to make a living, and I was very thankful for that. But it is an industry that struggles to pay their employees because they have such a strict budget.
Right.
And anyone who watches Kozzie TV probably watches a lot of English broadcasting content as well. So I really feel like I'm trying to let the people know out there that this is a industry that you need to start supporting, because it is now becoming less and less. Like I know so many good broadcasters out there that are you know, out of a job or who are going out of a job. And you know, for me, I went from having so many shows to manage to going to only 3, which still seems like a lot, but you know, at one point I had like 6 or 7 different broadcasting jobs, and it's kind of scary as a freelancer, and for people in the English broadcasting industry who want to get into it. If you're a person out there who really wants to get into it, these are the, you know, you've got to really actually think, you know, is it going to be worth my time and effort? And like, I don't want to ruin anyone's dream, but
you are right now.
The reality
You're just
is
ruining so many people's dreams right now.
but the reality is, it's not doing well at the moment.
Like when you see different like English broadcasting programs, there will always be like just 1 or 2 people who are always there, like the main MCs, which is great. And you have like the other panelists, but it always switches around because, like I said, there's so much competition. And if you don't do well, you will always get replaced. There will always be replacements. Like they're just lining up. And it's up to the producer to actually just have the final say.
Right.
Even though they say, oh, I'm sorry, you know, they'll come up with different excuses or reasons for, you know, not using you anymore. But at the end of the day, it's like, we just want to change around, you know? That's the reality, you know? Like, even for viewers, if you see the same people every week, I'm just spitting on my own face, at my face. But I'm just saying, you know, that's what it is. And we are trying, even though we try hard a lot, like we try to get into new jobs, find new jobs. It's not that easy anymore because of the payment issue as well. And there are people out there who's willing to do the job and get paid less.
Yeah, that's
and
the
that
thing.
just ruins the market, you know.
It does.
Yeah, and this doesn't only apply to the English broadcasting, but industry. It's also in the modeling industry, and acting industry as well. As long as they're on TV, they're happy.
Yeah,
it's not about the money.
It's also happening in like voice acting communities as well. Like not just AI is taking over. People are, you know, willing to sell their voice a lot less for like there's actually like a sort of voice acting group in Korea that it's like a union almost.
Okay.
And they have a standard of like what is the least amount you should be charging people. But there's a lot of people out there, a lot of foreigners who speak good English, obviously, because they're English speakers, who sell their voices for a lot less than what the professionals do. So if you're, let's say, a person wanting to come to Korea, if you're a person who is wanting to be in the English field, my advice is don't lower your like standards of money because it really does affect the rest of the community and it affects jobs. And you know, it's very sad because I love broadcasting. I love going on TV. I love radio, but I've lost, you know, so many jobs just due to budget cuts, due to people either wanting to, you know, make an impression by getting charged less, which is not fair for people, like, because you can't really live off a broadcasting wage, an English broadcasting wage,
No,
I think.
can't. Like, even if you can, there'll be only like just the top 1-2%.
Yeah.
And I also feel that like getting charged less isn't the right direction. We have to work together. Like even though we are individuals, like, as freelancers, I still think the saddest part is like it's like a fixed amount you get.
Yeah.
It doesn't match the inflation, right?
Right.
Look, the cost of living has gone up so much, but our payment is remained the same over so many years. And as much as we appeal, ask for a pay raise, it's not going to happen. And
especially not with the
sad.
budget issues, and like it comes down to the government obviously funding English broadcasting. But that's what like my sort of like plea for this video is for people who are out there who watch the English broadcasting industry, understand that like it's an industry that, though it looks like it's very exciting, very doing very well, behind the scenes we're seeing like companies fall and closing down and cutting back on budgets and everything, and it's affecting like
us directly.
Yeah. So that's why YouTube has become such a mainstream platform these days, and that's why for us it's very important for us to make an image on YouTube, because we understand that eventually maybe English broadcasting won't have a place in Korea anymore.
You never know.
You never know.
But like you said, you know, anyone can do YouTube.
Yeah.
Which means that anyone can become like English kind of presenters, broadcasters, or even teachers, instructors, or whatever they want. So there's no limit, which makes it even more difficult for people like us to, you know, maintain our kind of status or position, even our jobs as well. But that's the truth. Like people say, hey, if you want to be on TV, we're going to give you that opportunity, but we cannot pay you this much. Choice is up to you. Yeah. And we're kind of at a crossroads. We're like, I do want to be on TV. This is my dream, my passion. So you have to choose between money or, you know, this opportunity, or your dream. And, you know, it's a hard choice, but at the end of the day, most people just choose, hey, it's my dream. I'll make it one day. And that one day just doesn't come.
Exactly. The point of my video here was just to, I think it's going to be a pretty short video today, to be honest with you, because I just wanted to tell people about what's happening behind the scenes, why suddenly, like if you follow me, I'm off this show, I'm off that show. Like it's sadly not my choice, because everything that I'm doing right now, or everything that I have been doing, is something that I've always wanted to continue doing. And same with you. I mean, like we've you know, it's not like we want to leave. It's just sometimes we have no choice. And
true. We just want to say that, like people who've been around in this industry for long enough, we want them, including us, to maintain that kind of position, hold our grounds, and not just fall into, hey, okay, we'll take a cut,
massive pay cut just to get on TV.
Because that just makes it worse for the future kind of English broadcasters who want to jump into this field, and they will just have to keep getting paid less and less. But
I love doing what I do. I really do love doing what I do, and I don't mind the pay. Well, obviously, if I got paid more, it'd be fantastic. But like, I would take a pay cut for doing what I love to do. But yes, at the end of the day, if you are one of those people who's looking to get into the English broadcasting or English field of this area, be warned that it is not the easiest place to be. You have to work very hard, and if you want to get in, it's not that easy actually. It's more like not about what you know, it's about who you know. Yeah,
connection does matter. Anywhere you go, it's not just in Korea. Like you need to know like the right people, and to get to know the right people, I mean, either you have to be really lucky, or just you got to keep trying. Knock on doors. Just sell yourself. You got to keep exposing yourself. And the best way to do that is obviously through media.
Yes.
And like I said, like many times already today, because like YouTube has become so big, anyone can become YouTubers, and you don't know when you can go viral. So it's like gambling, but people are so into this game that we don't want to be too sad about the topic. But it's the harsh reality, and Walter wanted to actually express his feelings. Because this is, it's YouTube. We can say whatever we want.
And, I love my industry, and I hate to see it crumble around me. But unfortunately, that's what's happening behind the scenes if you're not aware. And it's an issue that I don't think has been talked about. And I think it's an issue that should be talked about, is the fact that our industry, our English broadcasting industry, not just TV, radio, is on the down, and a lot of people are suffering for it. So, but we'll leave it there. A short talk today, but it was great to be here.
But next episode we'll do something a bit more lighter.
Light-hearted. I just wanted to express my feelings today, I think. And sorry if it was boring, but I just wanted to show how I felt. But I know people will be listening, but like always, guys.
Chukkuderai. You know what that means, yeah?
Yes, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.